If you've ever tried using AI for financial research, you probably know the feeling, right? You ask for these deep, incredible insights, and what you get back is, well, basically a textbook summary. Today, we're going to look at a tool that completely flips that script, Finmagine's AI Advisor. It's built to take you from those generic, fuzzy answers to some seriously sharp, expert-level analysis. So here's our game plan for this explainer. We're going to start by talking about that core problem, the fatigue of dealing with generic chatbots. Then we'll see how this tool acts as a true research accelerator. And a big part of that is a feature called the intelligence block. We'll dive into the arsenal of 18 different templates, see a real workflow in action, and then wrap it all up by showing you how you can unlock your own inner analyst. Okay, let's just set the stage here. The promise of AI is obviously huge, but when you get into specialized fields like finance, the reality, it often falls a little short. It feels like you have this incredibly powerful engine, but you're feeding it really weak fuel. And that really leads to this critical question, doesn't it? Are you actually getting real analysis from your AI, or is it just a nicely formatted summary of the first few search results? For anyone trying to do serious work, that's the core frustration right there.
Just look at the difference here. On the left, you've got that lazy prompt we've all typed in, "Tell me about this company." And surprise, surprise, you got a bland historical summary. But look at the right. That's the AI Advisor's method. It's a structured brief demanding a full 360-degree analysis of the business model, the financials, the moat, the whole shebang. The output you get isn't just better, it is fundamentally different. It's actionable.
And this brings us right to the solution. See, the AI Advisor isn't just a slightly better chatbot. It's a completely new way to think about AI-powered research. It's designed from the ground up to be an accelerator, not some kind of conversational buddy.
So, what is this thing exactly? Well, the best way to think about it is as a structured prompt library. It's not the AI. Instead, it takes all the company data you're looking at and crafts this expert-level, context-rich brief for you. Then you just paste it into your favorite AI, whether that's Claude, Gemini, or ChatGPT. And just as important is what it's not. This is not another chatbot embedded in the page. Its job isn't to give you the answer. Its job is to do all the heavy lifting and critical thinking before you even ask the question. It makes sure the prompt you send to the AI is so good, so packed with context, that the response you get back has to be high quality. And you can see the interface is built for speed and efficiency. Every template is a simple card. It tells you its purpose, it recommends the best AI to use for that specific task, and then it gives you one-click links to both copy the prompt and launch the AI platform. It makes the whole workflow just seamless.
All right, now for my favorite part. The real power, the absolute secret sauce of the premium web app is this thing called the intelligence block. This is what takes a prompt from just being good to being truly professional grade. Okay, this is where the magic really happens. Before your prompt is even copied, the system automatically sticks this intelligence block on the front. Now, you don't actually see this part, but the AI does. Think of it like a pre-briefing that gives the AI this incredibly rich layer of context, and it completely reframes the question you're about to ask. So, what's actually packed inside this intelligence block? Well, for starters, a Finmagine rating gives the AI an immediate buy, hold, or avoid signal. Then, a reverse DCF tells it whether the market's growth expectations are realistic or totally out of whack. It also gets anomaly flags, pointing it directly to potential red flags. And crucially, it auto-injects recent corporate announcements. So the AI isn't just looking at old numbers, it's analyzing the company's most current story. This architecture diagram really puts it all into perspective. At the very bottom, you have the data layer. That's 10 years of solid financial data. But instead of that raw data going straight into a prompt, it first has to pass through that middle intelligence layer. That's the engine room where ratios are calculated, trends are spotted, and anomalies are flagged. Only after all that pre-analysis does it get to the top layer to create a prompt that is already incredibly smart. It's like an assembly line for insight. And here's the payoff. This table shows you the difference between the free Chrome extension and the premium web app. The extension, it sends scraped, raw numbers, basically a data dump. But the web app, it sends pre-classified, trend-analyzed, and anomaly-flagged data from a deep 10-year database. It's literally the difference between handing your analyst a messy spreadsheet versus a neatly summarized high-level briefing. The quality of the output is just worlds apart. So you've got this incredibly powerful engine, but what can you actually do with it? Let's take a look at the arsenal of templates. And this isn't just a list. It's a complete toolkit for pretty much any analytical question you could possibly think of. You get
18 of them. And each one is like an expertly crafted lens designed for a very specific analytical purpose.
You can start with all the foundational stuff, right? The comprehensive analysis gives you that complete 360-degree view, which is perfect when you're looking at a new company. Or you can jump straight into a peer comparison to see exactly how it stacks up against its main rivals on all the key metrics.
But then it gets even more advanced. You can run a deep forensic governance check, which is designed to look for red flags in things like related party transactions. Or, and this one is one of my personal favorites, you can simulate an investor panel where 6 legendary investors actually debate the stock. It's an absolutely incredible way to stress test your own ideas.
And there are 2 brand new additions that are all about document forensics. The IPO decoder takes a prospectus, slices right through all the marketing fluff, and gives you a structured, no-nonsense verdict. And the red flag detector, well, it's designed to be adversarial. It scans an annual report specifically looking for things to score on a red flag scorecard. These are seriously powerful.
But listen, a great prompt is only half the battle. You have to send it to the right AI. The system actually guides you on this. For example, Claude is an absolute master of PDF analysis, which makes it perfect for the IPO decoder. Gemini is best for live web research if you're doing sector analysis. Perplexity is fantastic for finding recent catalysts. And good old ChatGPT excels at deep numerical analysis. Matching the right tool to the right task is absolutely critical. Okay, theory is great, but let's see how this all comes together in a real, actual workflow. This is where you really see the power of connecting different tools to create something amazing. So let's trace this stage 2 to growth triggers flow. It all starts with a completely separate tool, the Trader Chrome extension. It spots a stock in what's called a stage 2 uptrend. That's just a term for a stock with strong technical momentum. But a technical signal just tells you what is happening. It doesn't tell you why. So the tool gives you a button to find that why, and it bridges you directly to the AI Advisor's growth triggers template. With just one click, you're ready to uncover the fundamental story that's driving that chart. And here's exactly what it looks like in practice. This green banner pops up right on the screening website. Stage 2 detected. And right below it is the magic button. Find the fundamental catalyst. It connects the technical world and the fundamental world perfectly. And bam, this is where you land, directly inside the AI Advisor, with the growth triggers template already selected, ready for you to copy the prompt. In less than a minute, you've gone from a simple price chart signal to a deep, fundamental question about what could really be driving this company's earnings. So how do you put all of this into practice for yourself? Let's wrap up with a clear step-by-step research process that you can start using right away to make this tool your own. Here's a fantastic way to approach your research. First, start with the comprehensive analysis to build your foundation of knowledge. Then, follow that up with the risk-reward analysis to frame the whole investment case. After every earnings call, make it a habit to run the quarterly deep dive. Once you've been tracking the company for a while, use the management credibility score to see if they actually do what they say they're going to do. And right before you invest, find those key catalysts with growth triggers. And of course, for any specific nagging questions, Ask Anything is your go-to surgical tool. You know, this whole system is really built on one single idea. Elevate the quality of your questions so you can get truly insightful answers. It's all about spending less time wrestling with a chatbot and more time actually thinking like an analyst. So the final question is pretty simple. Are you ready to make that shift?